Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for the new invitation. Dear colleagues, I will briefly comment here on some ideas from my friends, Professor Luis Linzmayer, on physical education. Professor Luis Linzmayer, in his works on the epistemology of physical education, propose an inspiring look and a critical and reflective vision of the fields. He focused on how knowledge and practice in physical education should be analyzed and constructed from an epistemological perspective that transcends the merely technical or instrumental view. These measures advocate a physical education that not only focus on the teaching of motor skills or physical development, but also on the integral formation of the human beings, where ethical, cultural, and social aspects are taken into account. Linzmayer has stated that he does not agree with physical education practice that places physical movements as the object of study of physical education. Linzmayer said that I propose as an object of study emotions, body language, cultural gestures, patrimonial body cultures being overdoing. By placing the focus on emotions, body language, and cultural expressions, Linzmayer challenged the limited conception of physical education as a mere teaching of motor skills or physical development, and advocates for training that integrates the human beings in a holistic way. Authors such as Humberto Maturana and Liliana Romera address the importance of education in the process of humanization, pointing out that the physical education as disciplines can and should go beyond the technical sports approach and contribute significantly to the development of a social and humanitarian conscience in students. What about the overcoming technical reductionism in Linzmayer? The professor critiques practices that reduce physical education to body movement or the learning of motor skills. This reductionism ignores fundamental aspects of human beings, such as emotion and the cultural dimension of the body. Adopting his approach allows us to transcend the merely technical, allowing for a broader vision that incorporates the social, ethical, and cultural. Physical education seems, in these ways, not only forms athletes but individuals with critical awareness about their bodies and how they interact with the world. And the topic of comprehensiveness in the formation of the human being. Professor Linzmayer proposed a physical education that considers being overdoing, that is not only about what the body can do, but about what the person feels, express, and communicates through their body. This fosters a vision of a more complete education, where emotional well-being and ethical development are integrated, contributing to forming people, to forming professors who understand and value their body, not only as a machine for movement, but as a means of communication and expression of their identity and culture. And what about the recognition of body culture? Linzmayer emphasized the importance of heritage body cultures which implies recognizing that movements and body expression are deeply rooted in the cultural traditions and values of a society. By proposing that physical education study emotions, gestures, and body language, cultural diversity is squared and promotes. This approach helps students develop a greater understanding and respect for their own cultural roots as well as those of others. Emotional and social development. In this topic, Linzmayer said that by placing emotion and body language at the center of the study, Linzmayer opens the door to a physical education that also attends to emotional development. Instead of focusing solely on physical performance, this approach encourages self-knowledge, empathy, and non-verbal communication. This is crucial in the formation of emotionally balanced people capable of healthy social interaction. Finally, the contribution to emancipation and social well-being. By integrating ethical and cultural aspects into physical education, Linzmayer argues that it can be a tool for emancipation. Body practice can be a space of resistance and building a critical identity in the face of social norms that impose stereotypes and inequalities. In this way, physical education can also contribute to social well-being by promoting values of respect, inclusion, and social justice. Linzmayer has contributed significantly to the field of the epistemology of physical education, focusing on physical and educational aspects that influence how this discipline is conceptualized and taught. Although his focus has not been on the authorship of well-known books, he has produced a number of academic articles and studies that address the epistemology of physical education from a critical and pedagogical perspective. Education must promote physical, philosophical principles and cultural values that guide the content of any discipline, prioritating the formation of human beings with values beyond mere technical training. In this sense, the role of the education is essential. The professor must be someone who fosters sensibility towards human difference and promotes tolerance, empathy, and awareness to achieve a more just and conscientious society. His approach highlights the need to question and critically analyze the assumptions that guide the practice of physical education, considering the influence of historical, political, and cultural factors on the way the body, movement, and physical education are understood in different contexts. In this way, his epistemology of physical education seeks to transcend the traditional limits of the fields, promoting an interdisciplinary and critical approach that encourages reflection on the role of physical education in the formation of critical and conscious citizens. Linzmayer promotes an epistemology that integrates the physical, the social, and the cultural, promoting a critical and transformative vision of physical education as a fundamental part of education. This point of view raises the need to rethink the role of physical education in the formation of critical and autonomous citizens, claiming bodily practice as a space for reflection and resistance beyond their technical or economic usefulness. Well, this is the end. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much.